Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Yay. Hopefully, the server's set up right to go live at the right time. Had to go and adjust them for the daylight savings time, obviously. Which is always fun. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the server would adjust or not, because I was surprised that the server by default was set to the correct time zone, but that's just because the server runs off of UTC time, and that doesn't change, so I did have to go and tweak everything, but I think it should be right. We'll find out in about 3 minutes as to whether or not I got it right or not, or if I'm gonna have to go and quickly change things. But I think it's fine. Touch desk. Because desk is wood. But yeah, finale this week for a championship that I need to actually collate the results of, because I've totally done that. Got a couple little tracks lined up. Actually, I do wanna, before the server goes live, where's the Daihatsu? Daihatsu Storia. Yes. I'm gonna quickly jump into a quick practice session. Hey Adam, how's it going? I do want to jump into a quick practice session because I was fiddling around with some stuff yesterday, and I definitely didn't accidentally delete or move out some dependencies for the UI app. Oh, well, that's not good. Let's go there. Where's my... Oh no. I should get rid of the... my pedals are bound to the steering wheel. Why is it done that? I don't know how to brake. I turn, I get more throttle. Or I turn right, I get more throttle. Hey Astrid, how's it going? This kind of works, actually. It doesn't really, but... Okay, the pedals do nothing. So I've actually killed the pedals. I haven't. So it would be very bad. I need to go and... Dead. Go and rebind my controls. Settings. Server should be up though, so we're good. Actually, I should probably check the server is actually alive before I post. It is. Be good. Looks like it's 4 of 8 Italian, the Nordschleife. It's 2. We're starting off with the Daihatsus at Okayama, and then the 458s at Nordschleife will come after. So it's 2 races. Technically 3, because the Daihatsu is 2 races. Let me check my controls. Controls. It is picking up my pedals. So bizarre. I don't know why I did that. All the other buttons okay? Yeah, all the other buttons are fine. It just decided it was gonna map my... It decided it was gonna map my, my wheel to the pedals. But yeah, no, it's there's plenty of free and open slots. So if you're wanting to join in, there is space for this. Obviously, you will need the Daihatsu and Okayama. But other than that, you should be good to go. Server has a bunch of open slots. Okay, everything's working now. We're good. That was weird. Yeah, we got 17 minutes worth of practice, and then it'll be into qualifying. So, but yeah, the Ferrari later is all base game content. I think the Nordschleifer is DLC. Not sure about the Ferrari. Ferrari might be. I don't remember what's in all the DLC packs, but I know the Nordschleifer definitely is. But if you've got the Ultimate Edition, then it's no worry there. Okay, we do see shooting down on this epic Daihatsu. I need to remember. Yeah, so actually if you go into the description of the live stream, I do have the penalty for looking around. I do actually have the link. There's a link to like a Google sheet, and that has all of the content on it that we use. That's for like that we've ever used, but it does have the Daihatsu and Okayama on it. There's different pages for cars and tracks. Back streets a bit. I think this track. I go into F7 camera. Yeah, there you go. It's all a go-kart track. I don't know. I think we can get up here, but the game doesn't like you driving on it, so. So it gets a little. If I turn off like the wrong way stuff, it probably could. But I don't know how easy that would be to do for a server. Plus, it's not really needed at the moment. Where are you, Grand Prick? It's coming. Coming. It's gotta finish this season first. Is it? Yes. I did need to get an announcement post out, but I didn't get around to. I've sort of just been bouncing between a lot of different things lately, so. I got it working, because they released the 1.0 version on Race Department, or Overtake.gg, sorry. Yeah, they released that, the full version there, and I took that, and it worked. I test drove it, and I was like, yeah, it'll be interesting. I've completed about 2 laps of the track in total. Which, for most other tracks, would be nothing, but for this track, that's quite a lot. Carpool, what are you thinking? So I do have a pool aligned of about 15 with an asterisk, because some of them are kind of the same car, but different. They're different sort of road cars. It's stuff that are like relatively closely matched. It's stuff like your Porsche Boxster / Cayman, Alfa Romeo 4C, BMW M3, RX-7, Supra, and a few others that I'm forgetting. I do have the full list. somewhere. They're not like equal, but they're close enough that I think like driver skill will matter more. Like not surviving the laps without crashing is a bigger priority. There's one big caveat though, right? So the race, I want the race to be 3 laps long. Problem is, like you find the server's IP. If you go into the AC server browser and you just type in a community racing system, you should find it. I don't actually know what the IP is off the top of my head, but type that in the search box. I think there is spaces between the names, and you should find it. And then you can always favorite it, so you can find it easier later. Yodora would be like a vintage Grand Prix. Kinda, yeah. But yeah, so small problem I found is I wanted the race to be 3 laps, which would be around about 50 minutes to an hour, give or take. Because I felt like, even though 2 laps is still like 40 minutes of driving, I felt like 2 laps was a little short. However, most of the cars can't make it on a full tank of fuel. So, I think I will have to disable fuel consumption for it, because you would think, oh, I'll just pit. But the track doesn't really have a pit lane, so you kind of can't do that. Yeah, you can teleport back to your box, but that's all hacky, and I don't really want to deal with that. So I think it's easy to just say, no. No fuel consumption. Maybe I'll make like a little setup for all the cars. That just caps them at like 30 liters of fuel. Because obviously it won't go down, but it just locks it to that so people can't change it. So then we don't have to worry about like, you know, oh no, somebody's only running 1 liter of fuel while somebody's got like a full tank. Everyone will have equal. Everything else will be on though. Tires should last. Damage, I might reduce damage a little bit more, so it's a little more forgiving, but I still want to keep it on, so that you don't just wall ride everything. But obviously, yeah, if you like bend your suspension or something, that's gonna suck, so... probably want to dial it back a little bit more. Tire wear is fine. From my testing, tires should last about 4 or 5 laps, give or take, so I think, so 3 laps should be fine, I think. They might get a little dicey towards the end of the 3rd lap, but I think they should hold out for all the cars. All the cars have semi-slicks. And I know semi-slicks are very inconsistent in this game, but they should last long enough. I'm pretty certain. Because the says, fuck, I mean nothing else, so they said it doesn't matter US or server or not. Okay. Hang on. I can try... If I quickly... Oop. Oh. Oh, crap. I don't want to do that. How do I... Rats. Oh, you made it work? Nice. Okay. I was going to get the content manager link. Because I don't need that anymore. I accidentally hidden the admin password, though. I don't know how to get that back. Kind of need that box. I'll figure it out later. Just then take 2 things from your favorite servers, huh? The 50 engines, only one per car for the real energy experience. Repeat energies allowed. I'd like it to be multiple cars, but or I'd like it to be 1 car each. But thinking about it logistically, how to handle like the sign-ups and whatnot. I guess, yeah, that's one thing I haven't really thought about too much, is I don't really know... I don't really know what the best way would be to handle the sign-up and whatnot. Maybe just make it first come, first serve, no registration, but... yeah, exactly, yeah, like, having Grid Riot, it would be cool. But yeah, I might just make it first come, first serve. But if people want to... That might suck if people want to make special liveries, so... I don't know. I'll have to have a think about it after the stream. But I do need to get the announcement up for it as well, because I haven't done that yet. Gotta slap it on an FG number. Yeah, I've mostly got next season... Well, I've got about half of next season figured out as well. So... need to get the other half done, though. I guess one quick update I can give, though, on the development side of things is I did actually... Obviously, I put up the roadmap, like, last week. Well, roadmap in heavy quotation. It's very loose. We're just talking about what I plan to get done throughout the next couple of seasons. And, obviously, yeah, there's two things I'm aiming to get done before next season rolls around. One of which I did take a crack at. Was it last night? Night before? I don't remember. One of the nights ago. And that was the basic sort of server admin thing. So my goal for that was I wanted to have a little side window that I could basically use to, like, do, like, the admin-y bits without having to type them into a box. Theoretically, not very hard to do, and there's still definitely ways I could do it, but the way I was thinking I could do it didn't work, which is a little annoying. So, I've got to get a bit creative on that. To reinstall Windows Wall as well, turned off updates and Microsoft can't fuck me. Thankfully. Should we get an AC set up again? Fair enough. Yeah, I basically know all the components that I need to get it to work. I just need to get them all in a way that AC accepts and have them communicating in harmony. And in a way that isn't going to devour my computer resources. In fact, recommended. It's so hard I haven't actually given out the war. All I know is the end. I'd say the opening sector of the track is pretty good. Because it's literally just the Hakone Turnpike uphill. So it's nice, fast, and flowing. And then you get to the top. And then you come down like Tsubaki Line, which is a bit more technical. And then you go on some other road, and that's when it gets really technical. So in short, it starts off fast, and then it gets more technical as you go along. There's still like a few straights and high-speedy bits here and there. Like, it's a pretty fast track all around. But there are a couple of bits later on where it gets very technical. Are there any modded cars? No. But I'm asking people to download a track that's like a gigabyte in size. Plus, I didn't want to start testing like 7,000 road car mods. Otherwise, I would be here for like a decade and we'd never run the event. Ironically, I actually have next season's special event planned out already. Because I had a bit of a thematic what if idea, given the time that it will come around, which would be May, end of May in particular. Yeah, I'll be okay. I was wondering if there were lower class cars I'd love to rip into Giulietta. I wanted cars. I mean, there is a range of cars. I think the slowest car power-wise is the Elise. There's like just like the stock Elise in there. I think that's the slowest car power-wise, but from my testing, it seemed to hold its own well enough in the corners that it didn't get completely left behind. So, but there's a variety of things. Basically everything from like the Elise to the Mustang to the 4C to the FD and pretty much anything in between. Hey, right, I forgot I need to get the gear rev out. Low to see man got hit by the budget car. God. Oh, we're almost at the end of practice already? Shit. I was not paying attention to the clock. I've basically done no meaningful practice. I've just driven around the track. I'm not lost, right? Not lost. Good. Seems like this rear's pretty cold though. I had an oddity, nobody showed up on my map displays. Ah, that is weird. Lesson from last week. Right all the way. And pick up fifth. Definitely want to up the rears a little bit. Maybe try and get a little more rotation out of them. Waiting on me for the session to end? I don't actually know. I've done the most laps, technically. Would you be down to have the other RGP be the voice shattable, like, VDF racer stuff? I don't know, we maybe could. See, we could be playing recap fun. I guess it's a bit of fun, so... Well, not like this isn't fun, what we're doing now. As I understeered to the grass, but... it's, a bit of extra fun, so I guess why not? We could play around with it. Oh, they were waiting on me. Whoops. I'm wasting the clock. All as planned. All as planned. If I drop this down, I don't know if this is actually going to do anything. Cheers for the luck. I will need it. We are going into qualifying now, though. So, I guess a quick note on the ballasts as well. I worked out the ballasts from the previous race. I guess to those who had ballast, you probably realize that the ballast is either gone or has lowered. And so I figured some of the ballasts were getting a little high, especially for Mattia. So I worked out the ballast from the last race and basically subtracted the lowest number from everyone, which I think was Phil. Phil had 11. So I subtracted 11 kilos from everyone who had ballast. I think Mattia still has like over nearly 40 kilos. He had even more before, so... There's like a couple of cycles since raging got me into the game with some accurate downhill public levels in 2018. That's the first thing I did. That was kind of the first thing I did as well. A bunch of friends were like, hey... I think I got into sim racing. Or I started picking up sim racing with like Live for Speed. And they're like, oh, you play Live for Speed? Like, you should get AC and join us on like the Toge stuff, because it was the guy, one of the guys like hosted his own servers, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll give it a whirl. I did that for a bit, and I was like, well, I sucked absolute ass at Assetto Corsa back then. So I eventually got tired of just crashing and resetting over and over and over again. And I was like, God, I need to do something about this. And that was when I took the plunge into doing like more circuit racing-y stuff, because I figured that like practicing on a circuit would be a better place to practice, because there's more room for error. And then I was like, damn, racing is good fun. I want to do more racing. And then a whole heap of things happened, and now we're here. One second, I wish I could go back in time and race myself with the skill I had when I raced again tonight. I probably allowed myself, yeah. I found like an old replay from like 2018, where I was driving the MX-5 Cup, and my God, I made the MX-5 Cup in this game look like a hard car to drive. It was absolutely hilarious. Given that, like, the MX-5 Cup is, like, one of the easiest cars to drive in this game. But I was, like, twitching all over the place, struggling to keep it straight out of corners. That was a mess. Also didn't help that I had the steering set up really weird. I think I was using, like, 270 degrees or something like that on the steering wheel, so I had, like, basically no steering lock. So it's like overturning constantly, getting on the throttle too early. It was a complete mess. And well, I haven't gotten much better since then, so... Ah, the understeer for that last corner. Boy, oh boy. Oh, that's actually it for qualifying. Oh boy. Get like one actual run in. 58. Control back then, especially no gamepad assist. I'm third at the moment, okay. Will I stay third? Depends on what Mattia's gonna plan to pull out. If anything. I hate to check to see actually. Do I have enough fuel in the car? That's the big question. Okay, 12 minutes, 26 seconds. That should be enough. Ooh, but what if we go a lap over? You know, I might click a couple of extra liters. Yeah, I click a couple of extra liters. 2 liters shouldn't make too much of a difference in the end. But for the peace of mind that I won't run out of fuel. Blast, but here. It did clock in a lap. Damn, all the ballasted car. Oh well. I was gonna say all the ballasted cars up front, but Phil was the lowest, so he got reset. Yeah, look at that. 5, 20, 37. You can tell. You can tell the leading protagonists have been in this series. But I did notice a small oddity in that last week, Mattia finished second in both races. Me and Yai finished first and third, respectively. And I think I reworked the ballast slightly wrong, I think, by like halving it. Because it meant that Mattia actually ended up scoring... He actually ended up getting more ballast than we did. It was only about 1 kilogram. But it was still more. Not a particularly great start. The inside of Yari. Quickly switch to being the outside here. And it's not going to pay dividends. He's gone deep. Ooh. That was a bit too much of a push. Really knocked him down the straight. Fuck it, I'm gonna cash in the run. Bill's come way deep. Yeah, my efforts did not pay off. Well, maybe they still might. Bro, where's my volume mix on a fresh Windows install start at 67? Bruh. That's a little wrong. Substitute range, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, but the fuel number is telling me I'm over, which is not good. 3 liters? Too much? Or too little? I hope not. That's going to be very bad if that's the case. Very, very bad. I do not like the timeline where those are my fuel numbers. Obviously, this lap usually is off. So when I cross the line again, I should get more accurate numbers. But I think given that I started with needing to save, it's not a good sign. See, I lost a lot of ground there. I don't know if that was... Part of it was probably the ballast, but I'd assume he maybe got a bad shift or something as well. Ooh, I put a wheel on the dirt. Didn't mean to do that. It was nearly very bad. He's just better than me for this infield section. He's actually got to run here, I think. He's not going to take anything with it, though. We have technically closed up on fill a little bit, I think, though. This is good. However, if I'm going to need to save fuel, it's not going to be so good. Our fuel number is going down, though, throughout this lap, so that is a good thing. Will it go down enough is the real question. I hope it does. I think I'm picking up the throttle maybe a bit too early there. Moment of truth, though. Our fuel number is creeping back up, which I don't like. 0.8. Ugh. It's not good. I don't know what the play is. Because last week it was wrong. It overcompensated. I think I'm just going to ride it out for now. And see where we're at nearer to the end. Just going to keep my speed. And, if it seems like we're going to miss the mark, then I'll probably start trying to save a bit more. A little bit of Lyco. We're Formula 1 2026 up in here. Let's actually pull away slightly. Not very good for these double hairpins. Not very good for the last corner in general either. Maybe should have stayed in fourth. Let's get him faster. Rolling in that understeer, hell yeah. Five minutes left on the clock. Blow this corner, and I'm gonna go in the gear way too low, like an idiot. Damn, Tia really is struggling, I think, on that uphill. That pulls inwards. Where I brake for this hairpin. I'm not like intending it to bank in towards the apex, it just kind of does that as I brake. It does seem to be stretching away a little bit though. Yeah, see how this goes. I don't think it went very well. He is right all over me now. The strategy though is to just let him go and try and bank on that slipstream. I don't actually know. It's just so slow on that uphill. It's kind of sad. We're doing laps a little under 2 minutes. So it should be 2 more laps beyond this one. I got 6.4 liters of fuel. We use it about 2.8 per lap. Okay. I think I do need to actually save a bit. This problem. Just going to leverage the fact that he's driving a brick relatively quickly. Another shot. Just avoided the gravel. Shift the fifth early. Or upshift the fifth earlier. It's like you had to close up so much. Not good. This next lap should be the last lap, so I think I might actually be good on fuel. I think we could afford to go faster. I think had I not have done all this saving, though, I would have been in the worst position, so... it's going to be close, though, I think. Yeah, it's going to be very close. Roll as much as possible. I don't think I'm going to catch Mattia. Do want to stay on the podium, though. Pulling anything from him up here. Ooh, blown the hairpin. Crucially, keep the inside out of here. Keeps the area at bay. Only have a liter of fuel left, though. He's gonna go up the inside. He's gone deep. He's gone wide. He's on the grass. Oh my god, this is going to be so touch and go. Go, 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 go. Come on. Oh no. I'm actually going to run out, I think. I ran out. Ah. God damn it. Okay, so we definitely want to add about a couple extra liters. Got racing lights to open. Oof. But we have a chance to go again. Oh, did he use a calculator? How to open? I don't know. My race lights just work by default. I don't know if Content Manager changes that. I don't actually know, unfortunately. I don't know if Adam might know, but I think Adam might be getting ready to race himself, so. But on the last 2 laps, hopefully it doesn't repeat. That's unfortunate. Good luck again. Cheers for luck, I will need it. Missed out on that podium spot though, so no reverse for me. Up the fuel reserves though, so we can fight more. Sliding up the inside. Gonna hold it. Just about. Phil's gonna tuck in though. I want that slipstream. Oh, yeah. Sounds like Batir over-revved a bit there. We got a bit wide over here though. Going up my inside, but didn't actually go up the inside in the end. A bit of a snaky going on down the back straight. Very overshot, but he made that work. Oh, Phil's gone off. Let's have like a baby switch on him. Didn't quite work out. Oh, pretty much stanked up here though. Oh, Adam's got a bit wide, so it was Astro behind. Crazy opening lap here. Was not the play out of turn, the final turn. Good to know. I've been absolutely ditched. Fuel this time though, so I can run flat out to the end. Shouldn't have to worry about any bullshittery with saving fuel, which is good. Side by side, Phil's gonna get through. He's gonna get that slipstream though. It's gonna hurt me. It's got a really good slipstream. too much of the curbs there. Got away with it though. They're all just better out of that final corner than I am. This is a problem. This is like a big slipstreaming opportunity. And I'm just not getting it. A bit deep there. Hopefully that fuel does keep trending to the good though. Lost war ground to the cars ahead. Still pretty close. Fuck that up. We'll concertina it up ahead, which is good. Should help me out a bit. Help and hinder me. Slows them up, but it gives Tia more slipstream chances. That's what I don't want. Especially not when I'm not close enough to get any piece of it myself. Oh no. That was bad. Real bad. I'm wheeling the bloody grass like an idiot. We're going for it. I think he might get it. It's going a little deep. Pulled back a little bit. Pull back a bit more. And get myself within... Oh, that's not going to help. Gotta get myself within more fighting range. Yeah, it's gone off a little bit. All in the 57s, which is a problem. Because if I had gotten a 56, I would have pulled me quite nicely. I made too many mistakes on that lap. However, Phil is still behind, actually. I didn't realise that. Yari's held on to his lead pretty well. Only 2 more laps to go here, though. give or take. Maybe we might eke out a third, actually. Dole's going to fancy his chances again back down the straight. Is he going to get it right this time? No slipstream for Mattia, though, which is good. I'm just pulling back a little closer towards me. Not much, but... Oh, Yari's going to hold on, maybe. Just too busy looking at them. He does. He holds on. Oh, Phil's coming back at him, though. He might have it here. And yeah, Mattia might even try and follow through. On top of each other. Phil's broken through. Is the Iron Mattia dice it out now? Oh, Mattia's gone wide. This brings me up nicely into the fray here. Almost within that slipstream range. Quite good enough through there. It's a bummer. Can I be good enough through here? Get myself close enough. It's quite good enough up the hill. He's gonna have a little bit of slipstream. It's gonna deny me any chance of really pulling in any slipstream for myself here. It's safe to say I'm still too ill for this. Fair enough. Progress, at least. It's progress. Oh, he's gone deep. Fumbled that. Like an Egypt. I have to open a window after this, so it's getting pretty warm in here. .6 of a second. He's got that slipstream though on Yari. Gonna be able to pull away slightly. Not good. Not good. I don't run cooling. I don't have any cooling stuff set up at the moment, no. But the extent of cooling is just a fan sat on the floor. I don't really have any sophisticated cooling strategies, no. Opening the windows, putting a fan on the floor is about as sophisticated as my cooling gets. Yeah, it's more than nothing. But I only have one window open at the moment. It's getting a bit warm, so I might open the other. Oh, he's going to try and make a move on Yari. Might be the help I need to get into this fray, though, because I fell back a bit on this lap. I don't quite think I got enough to catch them. Unless they make a big mistake here at the end. Just driving the wheels off of that thing. Congrats to Phil though for going back to back. Ooh, side by side at the end there. Mattia just holds on though. Phil plucked in the fastest lap. It's the gravel. I do a reverse donut with this thing. No. I get on the track. It doesn't. Oh, my wheel did not like that. Oh. That was good though. Oof. If the server's looking in advance. Thank you. Yeah, server's closed now, so we're good. Need a couple of minutes out till the next server goes up, so we won't have time to check the replays. We'll get back to those afterwards. Why is it only telling me I have 3 replays in autosave? That's not good. There you go, 34. More like it. Give me the replay, please. There you go. Cool. Should be all of the replays saved. Think. Oh, there you go. Server's up already. Perfect timing. Which layout for Nordschleifer? It's just the Nordschleifer. Oh no, it's that start. Yes, it's that start. We'll see how it goes. Might go well, might go horribly wrong. Might go somewhere in between. We'll find out. I'm gonna take the setup from here, because I remember that handled pretty nice. Open me a window. Now it's correlating more with background noise, but shouldn't do. Okay. Oh, I've already hit the wall before we left the pits. We're off to a great start. My wheel right. That's straight. I guess it is. Okay. Didn't seem like it was synced up properly. God. This car is actually bumping around a lot. A very stiff suspension. Actually, it's a point where 7th gear becomes useful. Holy shit. Only briefly. Maybe down to dotting a hoa will come in handy as well. 7th is by and large useless on this thing, unless you absolutely top out in 6th. Which kind of does do a fair bit of, yeah. Too bad the drive around here, this car, though. Pretty easy. Well, pretty easy in quotation marks. Handles itself quite nicely. I guess it's probably a better way of putting it. Rolls quite nice. A little skittish, but it does roll quite nicely through the turns. No idea how many laps are going to get done. 20 minutes? Probably about, I'm gonna guess, maybe about 4 or 5. I think 4. Just trying to get away from me there. No Nürburgring Maestro, though, so I think my main priority here is just going to be to survive and let the others crash. They probably won't do that, but there's hope. I might top out 6th up here. Jesus. Oh, never mind. I don't think we get up enough speed. Get chipped a little early there. Hey Donnie, how's it going? Doesn't handle the carousel not very well. I did for this one race. It was fitting with the theme. Meant to be some like rich person's road trip across Europe. I went to a bunch of tracks that are known for track days stuff. Is it impossible you did the real me? Could be worse. We did also. I remember I raced the 2CV here. That was a funny one. Having to clutch down into, I think it was Foxhole, because the the Citroen's gears were too short. CV could overtake at least. You could overtake in this when the person ahead dies. Proper meaty landing there. It's actually pretty fun though. The car is good fun to drive. Oh, that renders my lap meaningless. Seeing those trying to kill you over some of the bumps. Bounces around quite a bit. While the Mikotika has appeared. This is the championship finale? Yes. Where do the championship standings stack up? I have no clue. I sort of was relying on Mateo to do them, but he's understandably been doing other things, so it's been on me, and I haven't done them. So. Oh my god. I should have started breaking earlier. No, we lived. Jesus. That's the fastest I've gone all season. So new season starting next week. No, there's a... So we're running the format of season special. So yeah, every in between there is a special one-off race in between, which could be anything. Could be an endurance, could be we did time attack, we did the race of binners. Could be anything really. Chance to experiment with different ideas. Or just to do fun things. Oh god. Oh god. No, we lived. Just when you think you're dead in this car, those slicks grip up and you're like, okay. Keep a lookout. Think about trying to participate in the next few weeks now. Okay. Good to hear. I've seen you have been racing a fair bit more here and there. Too much for me to keep up with. Oh god. Oh no, I'm dead now. Ow. Oh, he'll just about cut through. Damage suspension? I didn't. Miraculously. God. There's no practice, it doesn't really matter, but I wanna get as much mileage as I can in practice. So, I don't think it's a secret that I don't race here very much. Whereas a lot of other people, most other people probably have raced here quite a bit more. He's going to stop us out there, race a few days in a row, and then I don't for a week or so. Fair enough. As long as you're having fun, it's all good. And at least as far as I'm aware, you're not the organizer of any of these, so that's a lot of pressure off. No expectations. You can just turn up, have some fun, skedaddle. So I don't race consistently anymore, just no schedule for it really. Yeah. I do get that. Graffiti annoys me. How so? But yeah, no, I think, yeah, community rate, like, doing this stuff obviously helps keep me on track a bit. You know, it is extra work on top of all of the real life stuff I have to deal with, but yeah, it keeps me racing at least. I still enjoy doing it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Of course, there are some times where things don't quite go the way I want them to, so it's a little disheartening. Whether it's down to my performance or other factors. But, you know, always bounce back eventually. Is that playing Daihatsu recently just been taking attention? Fair enough. I've never actually played either of the Red Deads. I have bought the first one now, though. It was pretty cheap on sale a few weeks back. So one of these days I'll get around to playing it. But my game backlog is like humongous. And it keeps growing. Too many games, not enough time. No shame in the last place. I'll secure that anyways. I'm on gamepad. And yeah, there are open slots, but no pressure. God, that's what is great characters. Yeah, and I've heard they're really good games. Not sure how much I necessarily will. Not sure how I have grown a little sour over years. Well, sour's maybe the wrong word. A little less fond of the Rockstar formula over the years, but I mean, for a first-time playthrough, I don't think it'll matter, really. It just means that probably beyond that, probably only come back to it occasionally, I don't know. Go my to stream, my head is scrambled. Fair enough. No worries. The formula isn't good. Red Dead Redemption gets away with it because Cowboys. Yeah. I think that's the thing, is that, like, if you write, like... If you nail some other aspects, like if you nail the setting, the story, the characters, I think that can help carry what is otherwise a mediocre product. I mean, kind of what GTA has been doing for years, really. I think especially the older GTAs, if they were just on gameplay alone, I'm dead again. Yeah, I don't think people would be as fond. I remember GTA 5 DC when I played it. It was very forgettable as soon as it's done. What the finish line is. Time to do fuel check. 24 minutes. I think I want a bit more than that. It's kind of sad it would take 100 hours to finish a single game these days. Depends on the game, really. I like RPGs and whatnot, so I do like a grindy game, but yeah. It's like you can only really juggle so many at a time. And I think there's got to be a balance as well. Like some RPGs I play do kind of annoy me because they're games that, like, if I pause, which I have done in a few cases, and then come back to them like months later, it's like I'm just genuinely lost as to where I was going, what I was supposed to be doing, what I was doing with, like, the character build and stuff like that, or even how to properly build the character. Obviously, gives a lot of the open world, but the missions are painfully linear, and yeah. exactly. That's one thing I've grown to like less nowadays, especially after playing a lot of online. Online is probably the most like liberty you get in a Rockstar game, and it's still filled with painfully linear missions. Where it's like, oh, you'd think you could do this, but no, you must follow the same steps every time, and it's like, but I already know. I've played this mission like 20 times. I definitely am more of a fan of games where they kind of just let you do whatever. And then you deal with the repercussions of those actions later. Oh, oops, you killed an important story character? Well, too bad. That's on you, buddy. DJ for at least a more unintended freedom with the approaches. Oh yeah. They're not terrible, but people shout. The Rockstar leading standard, you think the mission design would have evolved, yeah. If anything, it seems to have regressed. From what I understand, Red Dead 2 is like very painfully scripted. Like worse than like all the other games. I haven't played it, so I don't know for sure, but that's kind of the impression I get from what I've seen. Okay. But I had some Discord messages, but they're in an unrelated server, so not important. Honestly, though, speaking of, like, gaming in general, I do kind of miss the days of simpler video games. One thing that kind of irks me of a lot of newer games, I feel like they have to have some revolutionary, like, game-changing feature or, like, ridiculously bloated and overcomplicated mechanics. And it's like, I just want... Like, I don't want to buy the numbers gamers per se, but I want a game that is just simple. It's straight to the point. It's intuitive. You could just jump in, play. Sure, there could be like a skill, like a learning curve and whatnot. But like, you know, a game that I don't have to waste like 50 hours of my life reading guides or dealing with clumsy mechanics just to be able to even like remotely enjoy. That's not to say games can't be fun when they throw a lot of mechanics at you. But it's just like... I feel like there's a bit too much of it nowadays. It's like, whenever you see, like, racing games nowadays, that, especially ones that aren't sims, they gotta have all these weird mechanics, or they gotta be overblown with, like, cars and features. Like, why the hell does Forza need a base building mechanic? I don't know. Why do modern arcade racing games need twin stick controls? I don't know. You know, I miss the days that you could just play a racing game that was simple, intuitive, and fun. But we don't really seem to get a lot of those nowadays. Probably go back to the pits. Because I think I'm holding up. My stand-in is the game engine. It requires the missions to be really scripted, otherwise it can freak out easily if more freedom is given. I mean, I think with like how big they scale those games, that can complicate things, and make things pretty... Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff at play in these games, a lot of factors and whatnot, and I think that can sort of... Oops, I'm gonna let people go. I don't want to hold anyone up. So yeah, when you're dealing with so many variables, it's hard to You know, it's easy to break something. That's what I'm trying to get at. And that is the problem with making, like, games that are really complicated, right? When you're having to constantly track so many things, there's so many more things that can go wrong. That can be a good thing in some cases, but in some cases it can be a bad thing. Depends on how much you try and constrain and clamp down on that. Like, you know, you look at games like the Elder Scrolls games, right? They are buggy as hell, but the game kind of just accepts that and lets you kind of do whatever you want with that information. You know, do you lean in and abuse the cheese? Or, do you try and play it more straight-faced? Whereas Rockstar obviously wants to try and be like, hey, look, our games are, like, super clean, super polished. Which you can't really... Doesn't really blend in as well with opening up the floodgates more. Oh man, I'm sure he's sticking egg. Play simple games if he wants to play them. I'd say yes and no. That is partially true. There definitely are some games out there. Nobody wants to play them isn't necessarily true. Some of it, I would say, is a discoverability problem. There are so many games releasing nowadays that it is literally impossible to keep track of them all, let alone play them all. Unless you, like, even if you focus into a very specific niche, it's still pretty hard to keep track of every new release. And be informed enough on that new release to know whether or not it's a game you should buy or not. But I mean, in like the racing game space, obviously, Screamer recently came out and people have been talking about that. And I was curious. Apparently there is a demo, but it seems like it might only be on Epic, which is a little annoying. I was curious how like the twin stick stuff worked. And I remember there was an older game called Inertial Drift, which had the same gimmick of the twin sticks. I think that was arguably the game that sort of pioneered that control system. And Screamer was like, oh, we'll take that. And worked into theirs. I can't say much about the Screamer implementation, but in Inertial Drift, it didn't really feel like it added much to the game, I'll be honest. The demo only had like 2 cars. Both of them handled wildly differently. So, you know, maybe there's like some middle ground that I would have felt made more sense with the controls, but with the first car, the normal steering stick did basically nothing. Like, quite literally nothing. The car didn't turn, and you basically had to turn using the drift stick. The other car turned a little more using the normal stick. But it required you to, like, force initiate the drift. Which I didn't mind. It kind of reminded me of Ridge Racer a bit more. But what I really didn't like... Oh, bollocks. I was too busy chanting. I've wrecked. Can I turn around? Yeah, what I didn't like about that car, though, was that the brakes made the car snap back straight. And that was awful. I did not like that. But it's like, I didn't hate the physics overall. Like, the other car, the beginner car in quotation marks, I guess. Like, using the drift stick, it felt alright. I didn't hate it. But it didn't feel like it was, like... It didn't feel like the twin stick was really adding anything to the experience. It was just, oh, my controls are now more abstract than they used to be. Whoopee. Twin stick makes sense to game Wipeout style games. I don't think a racing game... I've tried a racing game with wheels. They use twin stick. Yeah, cars with wheels, yeah. That's the thing, is that, like... You know, if you're building a game with a car, no matter how arcadey you make it, a car is still a car. And the more you abstract the idea of a car, the less and less it your game resembles a racing game. It may visually represent one, but to actually play it is a different thing. A brilliant example that's really niche is the 8th Initial D arcade stage game. That has one of the most bizarre handling models you'll ever find, because to basically simply elaborate it, the car doesn't turn and it doesn't brake. It accelerates like an EV, basically. It launches instantly, and then it tapers off pretty hard at higher speeds. But the way you turn in the car, because it doesn't brake, doesn't turn, you have to use a weird... You sort of have to coax it by doing, like, a tap dancing ritual, basically, on the throttle and the brakes, whilst turning, to get it to steer. And it's just so abstracted from how you would drive a car in any, like, conventional meaning, that it feels more like a rhythm game than a racing game. And I did not like it one bit. Of course, I'm, like, drastically oversimplifying things. But, like, that's kind of the general gist of it. But it's like, yeah, I don't think I've seen a racing game that abstracts the idea of driving a car out so much as that game did. Maybe it is a rhythm game. Maybe. The Dojima isn't 4-stick driving and 1 control to each tire of the car. You know, maybe that would be more intuitive. That'd be funny to try. I'd love to try that. I don't think it'd be very fun, but I'd love to try that. Just for the pure fact that it's just the novelty value of how weird that would be. What, for racing games? Yeah. That's it, like, I'm all down for innovation and, like, people trying quirky ideas. But, you know, just because somebody tried something new also doesn't mean it's inherently better. So the thing, I was willing to give the twin sticks a try, so I was curious to see how it worked. And I think with adjustments, you maybe could make it make more sense, but at the end of the day, I didn't really feel like it added much to the gameplay. And in a lot of cases, it made the handling feel more twitchy and jerky than it otherwise should have been. Like I said, the handling felt kind of Ridge Racer-esque, but it was nowhere near as smooth as Ridge Racer. Maybe with a lot of practice you could get it smoother, I don't know, but... it's like, you know, going back to the original point, Ridge Racer, for example, is just simple and intuitive. It is, you know, very arcadey, and the cars can corner at, like, stupid speeds. And you basically never need to brake. At least in the later games. But it makes sense. It's a... you know, the car is still doing car things, it's just we're massively exaggerating what a car can do. But again, no, played the previous game that had the system. No, played a demo of the previous game. Well, I wasn't gonna play a game. I mean, I don't know what you want from me here. I just wanted. I'm not saying this as an inherent slight against Screamer. I'm just saying that I was curious to try the system, but I wasn't willing to either pay $60 for Screamer, download Epic so I could play the demo, or, you know, pay for a game with a concept that I don't even know I'm gonna enjoy or not, you know? So I don't know what you really want from me there, but I don't... see what I inherently did wrong. This feels like Forza based on very basic exposure. Well, I mean, that's just kind of the unfortunate scenario of there not being... Well, I say unfortunate, but it's just a scenario of where there's not many examples available. It's a very limited pool in general. So... At least those are the only two games I can think of that have that control system. At least in, like, you know, that I know of, at least. I mean, I have seen, like, I know some, like, anti-gravity racing games technically have, like, some degree of dual-axis steering, because they have, like, the side shifting and whatnot. But that's kind of different. And I also haven't really played many of those either. I'm still on a valid lap here. I don't think it's going to be quick, but like it said a valid lap at least. That should put me in a decent stead. Overtime allowed in Nord's quali. Yes, because I didn't... I don't know how much overtime. It might not be enough for me to finish. But to be honest, I kind of forgot that SRS did that. But we're not really under any time constraints anyways. It's not like we have a... This is the last race of the night, so we don't have a strict schedule to stick to. This race could technically be like... It could technically be 24 hours long if we really wanted it to be. I don't, because I have work tomorrow. But it technically could be. Wait, you can. Oh. Eek. Could last until next. Yeah, technically, yeah. Could technically last until next week. Till next Tuesday. I don't think anyone would be left by then, but... That could be an interesting experiment. Just stick like a race up for a month and see how far people are willing to go. Oh god, just about stayed on that. Is there not a limit on AC for timed races? There is a limit. It's set by the server. This is also qualifying, so... There is a limit for qualifying as well. I think it's 3 minutes overtime. I could be wrong. Seems like the sun is actually changing position, though. It seems slightly darker on this back straightaway than it did earlier. Yeah, I clocked in the pole at 7:02. I don't think I'm going to be fast, but I'll have a time. The limit is my patience, yes. Third is worth it. 10 seconds off the area. Okay, it seems like there might be indefinite overtime. I don't know who's finished. coming in to finish. Adam's gone back to the pits. I think Astrev is done. Let Batia finish. See what he puts on the board. Oh, he's crashed. Oh, there you go. I'd skip the session anyways. He was the last one on a valid lap, I think. Oh. Last of the ones who set a lap. Good luck, I guess. Yeah, good. Best of luck to yourself, too. We're gonna need it. I'll put a little more fuel in, just to be safe. The race should be 3 laps, but I think it will go 4. Is it 7 minutes? Oh, no, I guess actually, yeah, 7 times 3 is 21. I'm stupid. Oh, well, I'm fueled for a 4th lap in case we get one. Who knows how this is actually going to go, though. Don't forget. Nobody jumped. It's good. Let's make it to the first corner. Is there cars from outside? No, there isn't. Just sort of luck. I will need it. Ooh, it's skittish. Ooh, I'm up on the curb. I'm overshot. Mika's gonna try and come through. I don't know where he is though. He backed out. It's good. Whee. He's got a big run on me down here though. He's gonna know how to take it, which is good. He's gonna run on me up here. Up more speed into here. Looked around the outside, but he couldn't quite find the space to do it. The car is really skittish down here. Ooh, I messed up. Bollocks. I thought I could carry a little more speed through there. I could not. Oh, to the back I go. Oh, bollocks. Well, it makes things more interesting, I guess. Instead of trying to defend, I guess I get a chance to attack. Unless I don't make more mistakes. Let's see the route, yeah. I guess up there I was trying to punch way above my weight, so. Find it weird, right? The race sessions seem to be the sessions that people join in the most. People don't really seem to join into practice or qualifying sessions as much, which is really random. I thought we were, thought we weren't going to get this, given the qualifying and I set up a couple in qualifying and practice. It seems like people are joining mid-race. Try to add him here though. little fight on our hands. Oop, little yellow up ahead. Might have just been someone touching the grass. I have nowhere to go. Pig run, nowhere to take it. Right there. Always. Oh, he held it. Held it. But he might have overcooked it a little bit. But he didn't. Oh, he's overcooked that though. That worked out for him though. Oh, he's blown this corner. Let's see where he's gonna go. Gamble on the outside. The outside was not beneficial. Good to know. That cost me a lot. Yellow flag up ahead. Somebody's crashed. I think it's Mattia. Adam got a little wide. Mattia has biffed it. Oh, I've got a bit wide here. We're good though. I'll blame Adam because I was following him. He went a little wide too. Oh, he's gone very wide here. Oh, he's losing it. Give it a bit of a whack there. Seems like he wants to let me go. Okay. He doesn't want me to crash into him again. Oh, he's got a bit deep. Chaos, yeah. My goal was to survive. I did not do that very well. I'd have been in 2 incidents before we even done the first time. Oh well. It's time to try and recover now. The rest of the grid is pretty close, all things considered. Oh, basically up there in that little gaggle. Pretty interesting to see. I think I could get into the top 5 though here. So I'm gonna bank on. That's the headlights. Okay. Alright, cut that so we don't do anything. First lap done. Try to hope for a cleaner second lap. How was the Ferrari to drive this one? If so, pretty good. It's basically the 458, but with race suspension and slick tires. So it's quite stiffly sprung. You can see it bounces around quite a bit. But it has a lot of mechanical grip. You can see it here as it just glues to the track. But because it's basically a stock road chassis, it doesn't have much downforce. So basically you're relying solely on the mechanical grip to carry you, which it does do quite a bit. But yeah, there's no downforce blowing you into the road, so the car skips and bumps quite a bit, especially with the stiff suspension. So that is something you do have to be wary of. But yeah, obviously the slicks do give it a lot of grip, relatively speaking to the other road cars. Because yeah, this is the S3 upgrade package. I don't really seem to be gaining on anyone, though, which is a bit of a problem. Tipping I would be. I don't really seem to be. I'm just that ass of the Nordschleifer, I guess. Crash obviously didn't help, but, well, Mattia crashed too, and he's checked off down the road. Rats. Not a good spot. Go, go, go. Rydom gets it. Whoopsie. Okay, good. Don't have to worry about being a road hazard. If he asks, we'll just say I waited for him. I definitely didn't crash. No, not at all. You just went into super clipping mode. Exactly, yeah. For the hybrid system that I totally have. Nothing you can do about it. There's suddenly an Alpine in front of me going about 100k slower. Just had to avoid. God, that was such a bad incident. But it's been coming. If anything, I'm glad it happened sooner rather than later. And I'm glad it happened at a track like Suzuka and not, say, like a street circuit or something. Because then that would have been messy. Yeah, Kagura, yeah, me neither. My interest in Formula 1 was already waning over the past few years. I've grown increasingly less interested in the bullshit that's going on. Because it is just bullshit, really. Everything's going in the wrong direction. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like Formula 1 desperately needs to be simplified, yet FIA and the teams always seem to make things more complicated. I mean, a perfect example, right? Track limits. People make jokes about, like, IndyCar and NASCAR track limits, but it's so much easier to watch and to deal with when they just don't care. They just let the track naturally define the track limits. Saves so much petty squabbling. But I mean, even then, look at Formula 1. The white line wasn't good enough. We now need this stupid blue line beyond the white line, and then like an even thicker white line to make sure the cars have enough space. And it's like, my fucking god, at this point, just let them go. Just let them do whatever the hell they want. It feels like really pointless policing for nothing. There's a blue line now? Yeah, if you look at some tracks, you'll see a blue line. I forget what the blue line means, but it's there. And some tracks have adopted really thick white lines as well on some corners. All I can really do is just sit around and facepalm. The issues are good certainly expressed by critics well. Design and regulations was completely ignored, yeah. I mean, FOM is actively trying to suppress criticism as well on social media. They've taken down a lot of posts of people being critical about the new regs. Which is, like, not a good look. And they've tried to cover it up on their own footage as well. If you look at Kimi's pole lap for Suzuka, because everyone was talking about how much speed the cars are losing into 130R, when he gets onto the back straight, from there to the start-finish line, they run on TV cameras instead of his onboard. Party got suspension damage. Oh, that's unfortunate. Be right back. Alright. Ooh, yeah. I lived. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Man, I'm just moving up and down the pit lane. Alright. I guess as long as he's not coming on track to be a menace, there's nothing really wrong with that. Never mind, he finally left it. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure. Maybe he couldn't find the pit exit. No, Ricochet, his onboard camera stopped working. Yeah, just a mere coincidence. Oh, yeah. Conveniently at the perfect moment. Well, they gave a little buffer in between. They didn't want you to see any of it from the end. Oh, no. What a shame. Alright. Yeah, no worries. Bill's behind me? How did that happen? I'm up to 6th. Did Phil die? And walk back to the pit lane? Funny how coincidences work out for those in charge. They must be very lucky people, I guess that's how they got to the top, yeah. For sure. Yeah, at what point does something stop being a coincidence? That's the real question. My nose has been itching like this whole race. Oh, Mattia got past Astrov, and I nearly crashed again. Looking at the The timing board. Yeah, it's just not really. Could be the nefarious. Be the nefarious, but was heaven forbid that being the case. Yeah. Oh no. It's not as if another motorsport was recently exposed for holding a monopoly and controlling the sport. No. It's something no motorsport governing body would ever do. No. Yeah, the new cars have got to max into a right old hump, haven't they, though? That was so petty with the other interview stuff. It was like, geez, everyone's forgotten about it already. For him, apparently not. And now he's talking about quitting. Which, I mean, to be fair, I think he's been eyeing up the idea for ages. He was waiting to see if these cars were any good or not first. Turns out they're not, so... I think he's looking for the nearest exit. Which I don't blame him for. I'll read that in a bit. Quite a lot. Ooh. I need all the focus I can get to keep the thing on the track. Because I'm driving like a fucking idiot. First proper time I've been completely disillusioned by the rules. I've had problems with the previous ones, but I think some of the modern racing issues can't go away with understanding of aerodynamics and how to manipulate them, yeah. That's the thing, right? It's like, conceptually, the 2022 cars, I think, would have worked, but in reality they didn't, because the teams are always going to find ways to bend the rules and ruin the racing, because that's their goal. If you want truly good racing in Formula 1, you need to effectively kill Formula 1. I designed to do some very problematic things, and anyway said I was told to go away. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's very stupid. Because, like, yeah, even if we took out the safety and whatnot from the equation, there's still some, like, fundamental design ideas I just don't really agree with the new cars. But Formula 1 seems to be willing to just bend over and lick the ass of the teams nowadays. Hook, line, and sinker, which I don't think is the right way to do things. You need to have a degree of ruthlessness and tell the teams, you know, sure, listen to the teams to an extent because they have a point, but, like, you know, one team starts crying about something, they're like, all right, we're gonna change that. But it's like they went, like, I feel like this formula had very conflicting design ideals. Because it's like, they wanted to make the cars lighter, they wanted to keep the speed, but they also wanted to introduce a new engine with unproven technology that was going to require much more recharging. So, what was the... yeah, what's the goal here? Like, because they wanted to save weight, we have the same battery in these new cars as we had in the old ones. Yet we now have double the battery power. Makes no sense. Yeah, 2022 era rules were never going to work out as well as promised, but I had the right idea of what I was trying to do at least. These engine regulations aren't in the interest of having a good sport for drivers and fans, no. They were purely there to appease a manufacturer, really. You should have to question what's the point, really. Oh, he's dead. He's dead too. Getting the likes of Audi, Ford, and Porsche, yeah. What did I miss? Me crashing again. Phil somehow ended up behind me as well. I don't know how that happened. We'll find out on the replay. I don't know whatever happened up ahead. Maybe they had some good racing. We'll find out. Hopefully they did, because I sure did. I just crashed a few times. I engaged turtle mode. Oh no! Oh no, it's doing the thing again. Because you left. Claim chat for the crashes. Yeah, it's all. Well, you were the only one in chat, so yeah, it's all your fault, Don. Well, I guess Fuji was in chat for a bit as well. Yeah, it's your and Fuji's fault, and I guess Adam as well. Better turtle than crab. Yeah, because Adam left, and somebody else came in. He's now been renamed. Kind of annoying that AC does that. Yet another limitation to add to the list. Thanks at the end. Yeah, no worries. We race every week, and you're more than welcome to join in. I'll touch on next week's in a bit, because we got a special lined up, but we've got to go through the replays. Pretty clean start, though. I achieved my goals, damn. I say pretty clean start, but there was a little bit of contact back here. That's it. Oh, I guess... Mattia must have left. Oh, yeah. I think Adam overcooked a little bit, yeah. See? Oh, a little bit of contact there as well. You know who I am, only coward lights on you. I see your name's drivers when people leave. Yeah, it seems so. I didn't know that either. Until recently. Because I run a very limited... Oh, yes. This is my first of many fuck-ups. I tried to turn off the music. It didn't work out badly for anyone in the end, so no harm, no foul, really. Yeah, I got that wrong. Be good to come up. But yeah, I run only 12 slots on the servers, because we're not really, at the moment at least, we're not really going over that, so... I'll up it when we start, when there's actually reason to, but at the moment I just keep it at 12, so... be a future end's really fun. It's good to hear. You enjoyed it. So stop racing iRacing, kind of miss racing online. Yeah, we don't have the biggest grids at the moment, but working on building on it. Because this was kind of a rushed a rushed continuation of the racing we had back in SRS, and now I'm trying to build it into its own thing now, but it's gonna take time. Yeah, we'll be on pace with them. Yeah, I parked up here big time. I just didn't brake. And let everyone through. Basically, into the back of the field. Oh, yeah. Sort of running out of room there to stay on the grass. And I saw you were coming up and I was like, ugh. Gotta be careful. Gonna head. Alright. Take care, Donnie. Thanks for showing up. I said hi when I passed you. I don't know who this Jamal guy was, but he seemed to be doing reasonably well. Oh, that's a good save. Wheel on the grass. I mean, I don't know if he's really driven these cars before. Yeah, I think my big debuff was that I knew the car. I think my relative Nordschleifer experience compared to, like, everyone else is, like, 0. Well, not 0, but it's very low, I think. For a sim racer of my experience level. Apparently he was also Hungarian, yeah. I did have there's a little thing in the server which has the link to the Discord. I don't know if we would have found that or not. No, it did say Hungarian, yeah. Oh, Miko pretty close on Phil. Yari broke away up front. And Matir and Jamal. Looks like Jamal also had his lights on. Yeah, I got a really good run here, but nowhere to go. Seems like these guys are all staying put. Ooh, that was a bit wide from Gary. Oh, very wide from me. You know, held on there. They were all pretty close, actually, for a while. It seemed. This was a pretty fun combo, though. It's just that I was a bit too aggressive, I think. Made too many mistakes. Pushed the car a bit harder than it really wanted to. Try going around the outside here, but it didn't. That did not work. It was not the play. Hey, what happened to Mattia up here? Yes. Oh, he just overcooked it. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Ooh. Ooh. The gas chef got a bit spooked there. I don't blame him though. Coming around a blind corner. That's Booster Luck, not me. Yeah. Oh yeah, then. Whoopsie. Sort of give him a bit of a love tap around. And then it was the wave each other past race. He won. I waved past, or I went past. He's still at the lead. Pretty close for between the top 4, all things considered. I was already sideways before anyways, yeah. But that was a... Well, I mean, probably would have still spun. I basically robbed you of any chance of saving it. It's not easy to save this car, because it doesn't have a lot of steering lock. So when it goes, it's... When you start getting properly sideways, it is kind of gone. But there is a chance you can save it, so... Focus on these guys. This is where the main action seems to be. My race was just punctuated with more crashes, really. I never really gained on anyone, because basically any time I gained, I'd throw in the bin by spinning out somewhere else. So my plan to survive the race failed. Oh, I guess I did survive in the end. I didn't get that much damage, all things considered, just a few beaten body panels. So... Champion? No, he wasn't. Oh, I have a slight death match. And the top 4, they're right on top of each other. Oh, Miko got past Phil. I didn't actually see that. It's down the street. I guess it was down the street. Yeah. Got him under slipstream. So yeah, so I got suspension damage and decided to park it. Fair enough. Was only a 3-lap race anyways, so... By the time you would have fixed it, especially given how long suspension damage takes to fix, race probably could have been over anyways, by the time you got back out. Or almost over. This front group seems to be having a bit of a jolly old time of it. Jamal trying to find a way past Phil. Doesn't quite find it. Ooh, wheel on the grass there. He held it. Could have just teleported bin there. Fair enough. Teleporting is pretty cheeky. Oh. Have to check that later. Bloody email. Seems like Miko's making one to follow here. Ooh. Ah, it's just somebody going through the chicane back there. It's full of that traffic that they're approaching. I didn't notice it was getting a bit darker on the track that I was really expecting it to. I was surprised by that. One lottery of their hot singles in the area. And, oh, he dived. Oh, does he make it? No, he doesn't. Oh, he's in the fence. He tried. He tried. He saw the door. He took it. It wasn't the right door to take, though. I wish it was the first one, though. And it was legit, not a scam. I could do it with more money. Anyone could do it with more money, really. I don't know if there's a time when more money is a bad thing. It probably is. But, you guys, it's fine with understeers. I was fine with literally all oversteers, but I couldn't understand the car and why it understeers. That's mostly fine with the understeer. I did do a little bit of setup work on mine. I think the default setup is a little more understeery. It's not massively, but it doesn't quite turn in as nicely if you play around with the values a little bit. Yeah, the car does lack downforce, so it doesn't really push itself into the ground that much. Oh, okay. Oh, they really got past this. You crash somewhere. You pull over. So yeah, like the tires give you a lot of confidence, but then there are points where you'd think, well, you can't go as fast as you would think, because you don't have the downforce to match the tires. My frame of reference is a bit warped, though, because I've been driving this car for the past, like, 6 weeks or so, so I'm a lot more familiar with its quirks. Did he crash them? Or did he just pull over? I don't actually know. I'm going crazy. I guess I am going crazy. Oh, okay, he crashed there. Oh, right in front of the leaders. That was nearly bad. He kept it over. Good on him. Oh, Phil got... Oh no, he didn't. Getting all muddled up here. Yeah, because Miko, yeah. Miko's also in a yellow car. Yeah, setup does help a little bit with this car. There's not a lot you could change, but you can change the balance a bit. Another thing to note is I think it is better. I mean, we're finished driving this car now, for now, but it probably will come back in the future at some point, because I do quite like it. But with ABS, it's not a bad idea to lower the brake power. Oh, more lap traffic. It all got through, though. Oh, it's in the grass. We made it. All nose to tail again, though. Yeah, it's beneficial to lower the brake power a little bit so you're not hitting on the ABS as much. Because when you're hitting the ABS, you are slower braking, which wouldn't help either with understeer, because you're probably carrying a little too much speed. Of course, it's not necessarily the case of every car, but with some cars, if you're riding on the ABS a lot, that can be something to try. Oh, Miko going for the pass for the lead. And Yari, in that nice wide berth, they're not letting him get anything. Yari is going to get a little bit of slipstream. He's going to come back. Is he going to come back enough, though? He's got the inside still. Oh, he backed out. He let Miko take it. Feel like stock 408 could be fun, too. Maybe, maybe. I haven't actually really driven the stock one. But I thought this one was pretty unique. Oh, a little bit of a nudge. Jamal overcooked it a little bit. They got through. Okay. See what happened with Phil, though. He said he ended up turtle mode. Must have been somewhere during this lap. Curious to see what happened. Watching him jump over there, though, it's pretty cool. Scary as shit when you're actually driving, but watching in the replay is pretty cool. The way this car bounces and jumps all over the place. Oh! Oh dear. Yeah, he got on that curb. And then there was no saving it. Into the wall. Flipped into that wall. Oh, and he's over. Damn, that was a sudden stop as well. That's like fatal accident right there. This were real life. Is a static camera gonna capture it? Oh, Jamal was lucky. Oh, that is unlucky though. Just a little mistake, and that was it. It was over. So someone flee, yeah. 2026 F1 Rex be like that. Yeah, so that explains how Phil ended up behind me. I want to see that from Jamal's onboard. What did that look like? Oh, he's dying, he's dying. Oh, he barely lifted. Full commitment. And then Shove comes along and sees him turtling. Amazing. Oh, Jamal caught up to Yari. Pretty good. They crashed that lap before the carousel. It was stupid. We shall see. Oh, he looked. Gary went deep. Doesn't give him the line he needs, though. He's aggressive, but he does seem to be fair. He could have easily have just, like, committed to the switchback and rear-ended Yari there, but he didn't. But he's definitely not afraid to go for a bit of a lunge. I could have run up here, but nowhere to take it, so he backs out. Makes sense. Tried to look for the hair, but that didn't really work. Oh, and then... Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, a bit too much speed. Understeer, into the grass, in the wall. Good old AC. Oh, that was a good recovery, though. Of course, on the grass, not ideal. I guess didn't want to... Probably could have gotten back on track and up the speed again before Mattia caught you. But, fair enough. Sticking on the grass. Let's see how these two get on, though. I think this is going to be the real juice. Does he get the move done? He's sniffing. He's all over him. Just gotta make sure he stays close enough for that back straightaway. He loses a bit of ground here. Does he get it back? No, I don't think he does. I don't think he's close enough. He might just be. Oh, he's pulling him in. He's pulling him in. What does he do with the run, though? Goes for it. Stays wide. And he cuts back across. He done him. Fair play. Probably the biggest mover in the race, actually. He came from, where did he start? He started last! Last to second. That was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th to second. That's pretty good. Fair play to him. It's a good effort. I was thinking he was coming more faster, so I went to grass, but it was stupid when we were looking at it. Yeah, though, in the moment... Yeah, it's... In the moment, it is hard to judge some of these things. Been there, done that myself several times. Wiped the floor of us, yeah. Well, everyone bar Miko. I think Miko overtook quite a few people as well. I can find where Miko is. Does it make you feel Mr. Host Boss? And no, I kid. I'm made to make a fool. I'm made a fool of like every week, so I'm just used to it at this point. Okay, Miko started 4th. Yeah, but me and Phil dropped way back. Actually, I've also made up a good chunk of positions, actually. I mean, making up any this is pretty decent in this race. I say as I only went backwards. I made one overtake, and that was passing Adam after I already biffed it. And then I went and biffed it. Okay, so that's that race. Now we got the two races in the Daihatsu. So we're gonna go back to those. Where are they? This one. So figuring out how to open the stun lights back. I need to fix it for next event. Yeah, I don't know about that. For me, it's I just see the default one. I didn't even know you could turn them off. Oop, that's the wrong. Oops, accidentally refreshed the chat window. It's not what I wanted. Okay, this is race 1, I believe. Yeah, it's Phil starting Paul. Phil 1, so. And for a look up the inside of Yari here. It didn't really work out in the end. He went real deep though. Gave Matir a bit of a bump. I thought I'd use the run I got to try and look up the inside. Did it pay off? Not really. But it was worth a shot. Actually, no, it did work out. Never mind. I lied. These alternative GT7 had to have a fancy countdown anyways. There's no randomization involved. They got ahead. And I'm making a knock on Yari. Nothing came of it though. Had a bit of a gap here. Bit wide, but I survived. Matia closing in though. I think it stayed like this for a while now that I think about it. Oh yeah, but I don't know what happened here. I guess he just got a really bad run with partially down with that extra weight. He did lock up a bit. Oh, he kind of fumbled that a bit, yeah. It felt like it was a bit more than just the weight of the car. People like to 10-second countdown. You can time it with your head, learn it. DD7 app places have a 3-second countdown. I'll be honest, I never really pay attention to how many lights are on. I just wait for the moment they turn off. I wait for them when they come on. It's like, all right, okay, I need to focus, and then when they go, when I know to go. I don't really care about how they tick over when I look at them. But I guess a 3, 2, 1 is probably a bit easier to follow. Time to go for me to do things. Well, Stephen, thanks for doing it again. Thanks, Daihatsu race is fun. Tried to catch you after missing the starlights. Yeah, good to hear you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks for coming along. This is the case you notice at once, yeah. Where was it? See, I realized in this race that I was a wee bit short on fuel. Just a wee bit. You know, like nearly a litre short. Oops. And so this meant that I yeah, see ya. Yeah, I was sort of having to try and back up Matia as hard as I could, really. I was debating whether or not to let him through the trend slipstream, but it didn't really work out in the end, so. So yeah, I really sort of cork bottled the field. Because I'm like trying to keep speed, but save fuel where I can. Which is leading to me making more mistakes than I really should have. I allowed Matia on through. Got a bit of a slipstream, but obviously I had to. I'm like throttling back way early. And then like clutching in. Get a bit of Lyco. It's 2026, it's the year of Lyco, so just keeping up the tradition. And obviously, yeah, once Matia got ahead though, he started bolting away because, well, I just didn't have the fuel to fight. So then, basically I have to play the same game with Yari. coming to the final lap. Felt like I'd maybe have... I felt like I had just saved enough to make it. So I was like, alright, let's go. I went back to push it more. But then I got here and I realized that I still wasn't really in the green, so I tried saving and fumbled the bag big time. Gave him a good run into here, into the hairpins. Tried to hold it. And I kind of did. He went deep there, which allowed me up. Ran him out the track, but he had the better run. And he went on the grass here. I tried to profit off of it, but again, I had to be very mindful of the fuel because I was really close to running out. Ran him out again. Tried to get the slipstream, but actually, I ran out. You can see the throttle drop off because that was my fuel gone. Out of fuel, clutch in, roll it across the line. These two, I don't know. Didn't quite catch him in the end. So that was in race 2, which we'll look at. Craig Fuel 4-2. 4-2? What was the other time I messed up the fuel? Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah. I did. We don't talk about that. No, that wasn't the first round. That was the second round, I think. Because the first round was Okayama Piper. Much to Mattia's delight. We ran both the Piper and the GP layout. Yeah. Oh, first fight. Oh, okay. Understandable. Pretty close off the start here. Went for a bit of a lunge up on Mattia. And tried to convert that into something. It didn't really work out. Did get the arrow implying you were close, but it really weren't that close in the end. A little bit of a sneak down the back straight. Not gonna get much of a run here. I guess it helped that he was slipstreaming as well. I decided to stick to the line and tucked in. Didn't really benefit me in the end. Phil went wide there. A bit too wide on the grass. Same with Astro. Both went a little too wide. Tia defending from Phil. Watch the lead battle first, and I'll come back to the two of you. Sound like you two had a little bit of a jolly old fight. Say the front group, but it's mainly these three. I was basically a spectator for this race. Phil tends up the inside. Makes it work. Okay, in the first lap, so massively off pace, but okay, then I started the car. That wasn't intentional. My throat's just a little dry. All the yattering. Yeah, it's Phil past Mattia though. As I said, I was basically just a spectator. Hovering around at the back, waiting for my moment to strike, but it never came. Always close, but never quite there. Was Phil then sent off after Yari, which he did catch him in the end. I'm better off to be on the wheel, I guess. Maybe... I guess, yeah, wheel off, or a wheel off? A hand off of the controllers. It's a lot harder to deal with than a hand off of the wheel. You got it up the inside here. You can keep it straight that way. True. Got him up side by side. Didn't get him though. Yeah, I had the advantage down the straight. It was interesting given that he was carrying more ballast. Ballast was an interesting experiment this season, but I don't think it paid off. The low... I think with, like, more consistent participation, it works better. But we sort of had, like, low, patchy participation, so that kind of muddled things up a bit. Yeah, second race is totally hopeless for you. Guess I'll jump back then and quickly take a look. Guess you had a little fight at the start. Got him on the inside, down the straight. To under the braking. Tried to look. Didn't quite get it though. Oh, he went a bit deep. You didn't get the turning in. I find going wide here though almost gives you a better run on the exit. It's weird. One of the few hairpins where that actually works. Maybe there's some slight banking there that we just don't really see. I guess maybe on the inside, technically running the inside line is steeper. Oof, on the grass there. Or in the gravel. Guess that's it. Okay, go basically back to where we were with these two. All over him. Yari did get away a little bit, but not for long. Phil did close back on in. In fact, the same thing again. Don't know why he didn't try and go for more of a slipstream. I would have. Even if it meant giving him a little bit of a nudge, might have worked out better. But Mattia silently sneaking up into the fray. Behind. Oh. Nice there. He got the switch. Gives him the space, which allows Yari to come back. Mattia behind them both now. And Mattia gets the door in. Or gets his nose in. And that allows Phil to easily take the place. So now these two are fighting. Mattia actually gets ahead. But I think he goes a bit wide. Yeah, he goes a bit too deep here. And puts him on the grass. Still holds decent momentum coming off of it, though. But I think, yeah, he sails out wide again here. Just couldn't quite hold the same traction as Yari through there. I don't think cutting off half your car is going to help with that. Looked really far inside there. But then kind of just ended up cashing in on Yari's slipstream. I got pretty close here, but I just couldn't quite close it up. I think this is pretty much it. Well, he did. No, he went for a lunge. Maybe not quite a lunge, but he went for a move. The inside. Harry sees, acknowledges. Loses the place. Does he get it back? It seems like he might not. I think this is it. He doesn't get it back. Ooh, no, actually. Slipstream to the line. Line's quite far down. He doesn't get the run, though. Both of them absolutely running fourth gear out to the limit. neither of them wants to shift. Great stuff. I'll have to work out the numbers and see where the actual championship runs, but some pretty decent racing here and there in these little cars. Even if the grids weren't all that. And my performances weren't all that either. So yeah, I'll put up a proper announcement soon. But next week, we do have a bit of a special on our hands. I need to find the track, though. A bit of a special track. It's a very big track. Let me grab the track 7. Do I have all the cars set up? I do. Okay, I don't really want to do a race, but I'll read out the full car list in a bit, but we'll hop into a practice session here quickly. So yeah, next week we are going to be running at a whopping 3 laps at the Odawara Pikes Peak circuit, which is inspired by the route featured in MFG, at least the first race. It's a pretty big track. It's about, I think it's like 20 kilometers in length, there or thereabouts. It is a circuit. You come up the hill here, reach the top there, and you come back down, all the way down and around. This bit here is pretty flat. You come around, back into the city, and then back up the hill. It's pretty fun. It's pretty technical. This first bit's quite fast. But then as we start getting down into here, you see it gets more twisty. And this bit especially. It gets very twisty. Up until the end, basically, where we got a nice big old straight. 40 kilometers. Is it 40 kilometers? Oh shit, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, my bad. I don't know where I got 20 from. I guess 20 because it's about 20 minutes. 20-minute lap time, roughly, give or take. It's a little less than that. I think it's about... I guess I'll get driving a little bit. It's, yeah, I think it's about a little under 20 minutes for a lap around here. And obviously, yeah, we're going to be doing it in a mixture of street cars that makes no sense just like the anime, but at least it's a nice drive, yeah. It'll be an experience, that's for sure. But yeah, mixture of street cars, they're not the most... They are relatively competitive. They're not exact matches. Cars like the Cayman, for example, are a bit faster than, say, cars like the Elise and the Mustang. But I wanted variety more than anything else. And at the end of the day, this course is so long that, and it's quite technical, that driver skill will matter more. Not crashing and surviving. But also, yeah, there are parts where different cars have different strengths and weaknesses, right? Because, say, take the Lotus and the Mustang. The Mustang's pretty good up the hill here and on the straights, but the Lotus is a lot better on the downhill bits, the twistier sections. So, different cars have their strengths and weaknesses. Some are better just in general, like the Cayman, and a couple of others. But, you know, again, it's no... You know, having the fastest car means nothing if you're in a ditch facing the wrong way, sort of thing. And there's a lot of opportunities for you to do that here. There are a few caveats that need to be done, though, because it's going to be a 3-lap race. As I alluded to earlier, most cars, well, about... Some of the cars, I think, have enough, but a bunch of the cars don't have enough fuel to make it all 3 laps. Which means that fuel consumption will be disabled. I think I'll do a setup thing to lock people's fuel number, so you don't even have to worry about it. But there won't be fuel consumption because, well, we can't pit and we can't. You know, I don't want to have to make it like a mandatory thing that we teleport back to the pits and stuff, because then it gets messy. So there won't be any fuel consumption. Tire wear will still be enabled because the tires will last the whole distance. They might get pretty worn towards the end, but that's what you'll have to deal with. So, the damage will be slightly reduced as well to just lessen the chance of, like, suspension damage. But I still want damage, so it'll probably be about 40% instead of the usual 60 that we run. Will there be an 8.6? No. Unless you really, really, really want to drive one, then maybe I could slot it in. But, no. In the current list, there isn't one. Because it would just be really slow compared to the other cars. I went for, like, stock, as close to non-modified cars as I could. They're basically all, like, factory models. And the 8.6 to be anywhere close to competitive, I feel, would need to be, like, the racing one. GR86? No. So for one, I haven't gone for any modded cars. A, because I don't have many modded road cars in general. And if I wanted to go through all of the modded road cars, I'd be here forever. And 3, this track is a gigabyte in size anyway, so try to keep the downloads a bit light. What else? Yeah. There will be a time cycle, so it might get dark towards the end, so that's another thing to factor in. We'll be starting in the morning and accelerated time through to the evening, which is set to, like, it should end at like 6 p.m., but from when I tested, 6 p.m. was nighttime for me, so, you know, the last, like, 10 minutes of the race or so might be run in the dark. What else? I'm trying to think. Well, I guess, yeah, there won't be qualifying, because qualifying is pointless. I think I'll aim to have... Ooh, I can't guarantee it. Well, actually, no, I think I can. I can guarantee it, yeah. There will be a practice session up, I think, about an hour beforehand. I'll give, like, an hour's worth of practice. Maybe a little more than an hour. I'll see how I want to work it in. Maybe an hour 10, hour 20, just to give a bit of time over the quote-unquote start time to get people in. But, you know, it'd be there and open for people to come in, try out their cars and stuff. Because, yeah, this is a long track, and you want to get to grips with it somewhat. So I probably won't be there for the whole hour, but it will be up, and it will be running. I've already done a couple of laps around here. Not many. Not very well either, but... I have finished the lap. I did try a lap for the funnies in a Formula 1 car as well, which was definitely something. And I'm kind of really dilly-dallying here as well. But yeah, there are some sections of this track that are pretty damn fast. And are pretty risky as well, so... you do need to be wary as well. There are a couple of sections that where you can break your suspension in the bugged way, which obviously is bad. You don't want that to happen. Because that will be game over, basically. So, pro tip, keep it on the track. Even if it means going slow, staying on the track is better than having to force reset yourself because you've buckled the wheel. Also, you can fall to the ground. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you go out too far, yeah, you can. Do be careful as well. Penalties are disabled, or will be disabled. But do be careful that you don't cut the track too much in cases. I don't know where the sector gates are on here. Yeah. How far did I make it? I didn't even make it all the way to the... Oh no, I made it further than I thought, actually. Alright, where am I? I've lost myself. Okay, yeah. I'm almost at the end of the marquee line. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense, yeah. Because there's the gate. Okay. I want to get... Okay, so there's quite a lot of track here. Here, yes. I don't know if cutting here was what did it for me. But I'd heard that you can just, fuck, I lost it. These gates don't actually do anything. You can just drive through this tunnel. Don't do that. One, because cheating. Two, because I don't think your lap counts if you go through here. I did try it in an AI race, and when I crossed the line, my lap didn't count, so... I don't know if that was because of a mistake I made earlier, or if it was because of that. I feel like it was most likely because of that, though. So, do keep that in mind. Also near the end... Or right at the end. Yeah, so it ends with this, like, highway on-ramp, essentially. Which is kind of goofy how it blends into that. These tolls don't actually have collisions. I would say try and avoid them anyways, but they don't have collisions, so if you do hit them, you won't die. Now, technically speaking, you can take either of these roads up, but I would say don't take this one. You'll likely break and miss it anyways, because it kind of just comes out of the blue. And you'll probably be more aiming for, like, this apex here, but yeah. This is, whatchamacallit? Yeah, this is the mess, because then you'll be braking, like, way earlier, and then get rear-ended. I was hoping this might have been, like, a way to get into the pits. But, well, you get up here, and then you turn around, and then there's no pits, so... Like, there's no pit boxes that you can actually stop in, from what I've seen. There's the Lollipop Man here, but if I drive up to him, I can't do anything, so... I guess if I actually go back. Oh, that was shot. You can see there's I know. Okay. See, there's no like actual pit lane here, so. Otherwise, I would have had fuel enabled. I would have just said to use this for the pit lane, but yeah, doesn't work. Whether it's intended to or not, I don't know, but yeah. So the cars. Let me get the car list quickly, I guess. So the full car roster, as of right now, is obviously the RX-7 FD, what I was just driving, Toyota Supra Mark IV, the Porsche 718 Cayman, Boxster, and Boxster PDK. They're basically the same car, but variety. The 370, the Nissan 370Z Nismo, the Skyline GDR R34, Lotus Elise SC, the Exige 240R, and the Evora S, the Ford Mustang, the BMW Z4, BMW M3, E92, the 1M, and then the Alpha 4C. So that's 15 cars. Did it all relatively close performance-wise. I did see a box mark for a split second, but yeah, not for long. Yeah, but not reliably enough to be able to pit. Like if I spent like ages finagling around, I maybe could have gotten it in there, but it wouldn't have been worth it at that point. It's easier to just say, you don't need to pit. Unless you like fall off the map. Or like completely trash your car. And at that point you'll just teleport anyway, so. But it'll be an experience, that's for sure. I shall field any questions. Z4 S1 same power but handles less shit. I was trying to avoid using tuned variants, but I guess if people want tuned variants to be included, I can include them. That does multiply the car roster a lot. So I'll take... God damn it. I'm fumbling this. What am I doing? Time to put the drift one in instead. I wouldn't do that. I mean, yeah, I guess we can add it in. If it's only marginally better. What else? I think all the other cards are pretty reasonable, though. Definitely won't be adding stuff like the tuned Evora, because the Evora is already pretty quick. Tuned is even faster, so... But the BMW is basically the same numbers, so... I'll allow it. BMW Z4 is pretty slow anyways. But it's one of the slower cars, I'd say. So, giving it a bit of a leg up will probably help it. But yeah, I don't know. Any more questions? Any more takers? Any more feedback? If not, then all good. Like I said, I will get these posted up. I am... Not really. Fair enough. I am pretty busy at the moment. So... I might get distracted quite a bit. Here and there over the next couple of days. Because, yeah... Tomorrow is the day that I officially transfer at work, so that'll be interesting. Interesting day. Had to be... Blah, blah, can't English. Been doing a lot of stuff on the side as well to get ready for that as well. Whilst working. I fucking lost my passport, so I had to spend like half the weekend finding it. That was fun. But yeah, there is Easter weekend this weekend, so that does give me a bit more time to hopefully get everything all set up properly. Which is good. A nice long weekend. Looking forward to that. We'll be back. We'll hopefully be back this Saturday as well. With more TDU. I think at the moment bi-weekly, but it's not the best for consistency. It's at least more consistent than not. And gives me more time to work on other things on the other Saturdays. So at least for the time being. Maybe in the future I'll change it to every week. But for now I think bi-weekly is more comfortable. Hoping I won't fry my frame rate. Or kill my frame rate. Hopefully not. We'll see. Seemed okay on my end. But if it does, it'll be for like the last... It's only for like the last 10 minutes of the race, I think. So you should hopefully live. We'll see. Maybe that'll add a bit of late race spice. But yeah, no, that was that's pretty decent. And yeah, no, thanks to everyone who came out and raced. Thanks to everyone who came out and chatted tonight. Of course, yeah, next week we got the special event. I will hopefully get the next season finalized as well and posted up over the weekend as well. As I kind of alluded to earlier, I've got almost half of it done. So I'll reveal more. I've already got the special event planned for the end of the season, so I could announce all 3 technically. I might keep the special event back to announce it later. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. For now, that's everything, though. I need a break. A bit of time to cool off. But that was fun. That was fun. My driving wasn't the best tonight, but I had fun. And sounds like English, Jesus Christ. Sounds like basically everyone else did too, so that's mission success in my eyes. But yeah, again, thanks everyone who came up and chatted. Thanks everyone who came out and raced, and yeah, look forward to seeing you all next week, and I guess this Saturday actually. Be back on Saturday, then be back with actual racing on the Tuesday. So yeah, take care everyone. Adios.